I guess first I should have opened with my name. We wanted to show people who everyone was. Good morning, I'm Lee Smith, your Master of Ceremonies, MC today. I'll be moderating our session, introducing our presenters, and fielding any questions. I want to make sure we're on track, make sure that interpreters, captions, everything is visible. I work for the Smithsonian Institution, the Native American Museum. I'm a specialist. I work with information, make sure that our web looks nicely. Nick Vera, our one-day seminar chair. Nick, do you mind coming forward? He works for the National Institutes of Health. He's an administrative technologist. Nick, can you come forward, please? Not going to be able to hang in the back all day. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Our one-day seminar is every other year. We have our National Training Conference, which is a 3-day conference, and then our one-day seminar. And the purpose is to really provide training, have a variety of professionals come and make presentations from the federal sector, trying to learn best practices for your benefit. I want to make sure that the captioning is clear on our 2 screens. If you have an issue and I'm on stage, please grab Nick.
And if you have any problems or anything like that, you can come to me during the day. I'm here around all day.
Now, you just saw that presentation of our board members. Now you see George Washington on the screen. He always looked very serious when you saw pictures of him. But there are things where you can see kind of nouveau pictures of George Washington. But I always feel like when you see him, you should see him as very serious, and seeing some funny things with him in it is really nice. I want to introduce Steve Gagnon, the DHHIG president. He's a contract officer for the Defense Administration Systems. NDSA is responsible for IT management all across the Department of Defense. Steve around? Steve's been involved in a variety of positions at the DHHIG and has a huge role now as president. And you've seen a lot of changes. You see we have video streaming that's offered for those on the West Coast who can't afford to come into DC. You know, we talked about having that as a shared vision, and I really think he's worked really hard on making things happen.
Thank you. And on behalf of our board, I'd like to welcome each and every one of us to our one-day seminar today. Both the people who are in the North, the South, the East, and the West, the people who are here live, as well as those who are watching this on recording or live streamed. We have wonderful sponsors, TCS, and Gallaudet Interpreting Service and Access Interpreting. We have 2 purposes today for our meeting. It's for our deaf and hard of hearing employees, but also to provide resources to everyone. And we're excited today to provide our one-day seminar. Our topic today, I'm sure many of you go to work, you've noticed that there are some changes happening in the organization. We don't have enough supplies in terms of pens and papers, or our training budgets have been cut, our transportation budgets have been cut, our commuting is cut, our pay freezes are happening more regularly. And we're all wondering what's going to happen in the future. And really, at this point, no one really knows. We don't know what's going to happen with elections or with the Congress. And our board feels it's very important to educate those of us who are here. If there are cuts to your agency, we need to think about what it is that's going to happen, as well as what your rights and responsibilities. I know within the community of us as deaf and hard of hearing people, we often have rumors. This happens with hearing people as well, although they have access to information that we sometimes don't. So it's important for us to come today to see what's going on in Congress, to have some background information, and think about what the impact of all of that may be on us. If something happens in your agency, you need to know your rights and what you can do, and those are very important things, and will be the focus of our agenda today. I'd like to share a few of the sponsored gifts that we have for you today. We have bags that are being sponsored, and those are from ESCOM. And if you use those bags, you can save the environment, so use them again and again. Our logo, as well as all of the things that we have printed, have been designed by Nick Vera's dad's business, and we're very grateful for that. Our interpreting services have been provided by two companies, GIS as well as AI, and we thank them for sponsoring interpreting services today. We also have 3 sponsored tables outside: Purple Communication, ZVRS, and the Master of Public Administration program. Our most important sponsor, at noon, we will have lunch provided, a box lunch, and that's provided by Sorensen Communication, and that's very nice. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because we've got quite a bit on our agenda for today. I do hope you enjoy everything that you experience. If you have any feedback, please do feel free to see any of us who are on the board. And all of us have information. We have ways for you to identify us. So you'll see people around the room that have on these blue shirts. You can talk to any of them if you have any feedback or anything you'd like to share in regard to the day. Enjoy your day. Thanks so much.
I know don't want to get behind on time. I want to introduce Christy Willis, who is the Director of the Disability Services and Support here at George Washington University. And we really have to thank them for being willing to host us. Is Christy here?
Thank you. Well, welcome. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the George Washington University for this week's Deaf and Hard of Hearing in Government biennial one-day seminar, Doing More with Less. At George Washington, we seek to engage the world by convening discussions of the important issues of our time. We are honored to provide the venue for this conference and welcome its participants. Our close proximity to the seat of American democracy is particularly fitting given this conference's emphasis on promoting employment opportunities for a diverse workforce in a challenging economic times. As the ADA Amendments Act of 2008 has broadened the scope of what constitutes disability, so too must employers and educators work toward establishing more inclusive and accommodating environments for their employees and students. Thank you for joining us, and please enjoy the conference.
Thank you, Christy. You know, talking about addressing problems, one of the key players for all federal workers, you know, we talk about the ADA, things for deaf and hard of hearing people that provide access. And it's really a small thing in compared to all of the economy. Not just talking about access, but talking about the economy being bad, people getting laid off, it's difficult to find jobs. So there are higher priorities. So issues, you think about Republicans, Democrats, people of other parties, we have to know we can't give up. We have to make sure that Congress knows we still have need access to employment.